All right, the last movie on our list, Burn After Reading.
Oh, Jesus.
Brad Pitt, Malkovich.
John fucking Malkovich.
Take it away, Jude.
Vader's so angry.
He's so abrasive about him.
He just annoys me. I don't even know why.
It's because this is why I already know why. All right. Malkovich plays characters who think they're the smartest person in the room and they're dicks about it. And that irritates the shit out of you.
I've never liked him. Never. Yep. In anything have I liked
He
John
plays
Malkovich.
the same character in every movie.
He's the same guy and he just plays himself in every fucking movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We should reach out to him and see if we can get an interview.
No, please don't. I'll okay.
That's all, folks. Go ahead,
Jude, what's the synopsis all about?
2008, Burn After Reading, rated R with a runtime of 1 hour 36 minutes, had a budget of $37 million.
That's it? Oh, that's cheap as fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think it made $82 million.
All right, Vader.
What?
What do you think this movie brought into the box office after a $37 million budget?
I don't remember this movie, so it couldn't have been very much. Great cast, but 50 million.
$163 million.
Okay. Nice.
How come I never heard of this movie before?
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think you were blacked out or something because everybody was talking about Brad Pitt in this movie when this came out.
Yeah. Do you not like Coen Brothers movies?
No.
That's probably why then.
All right then.
Yeah.
This is a
I love Coen.
This is the Coen Brothers movie?
Yeah, this is a Coen Brothers movie.
I'm angry now that you tricked me into watching the Coen Brothers movie.
That's why you hate it so much.
I love Coen Brothers movies.
It doesn't shock me that I hated this movie now.
Lebowski, All Men Stare at Goats.
We need to do a Coen Brothers weekend.
I'd love to. We did Raising Arizona. That's a Coen Brothers movie, right?
I thought that was it Coen Brothers or was it Nick Cage?
It was a Coen Brothers movie.
It starred Nick Cage. We did it for Nick Cage Week, but it's a Coen Brothers movie.
That's a nice twist.
But I'm down for a Coen Brothers week. We can just have Tom sub in if you really hate those movies that much.
We'll see what we pick.
I don't know. I kind of like your salt about it, though.
I do, too.
Jude, take it away.
You can keep the hat. Keep the shoes and the hat.
Okay.
Take the pants off, though.
I think I'll go for a run.
Yeah. Wear my shirt and nothing else.
As long as Lebowski's involved, I'll be down. Because I do like that movie.
Draw me like one of your French girls.
He just has tinfoil hats over both of his tits. On a bearskin rug. I need that right behind him. I need it.
Bourbon's kicking in, folks.
Ready?
There we go.
Frances McDormand's got some real ham hocks on her, and she needs corrective surgery if she's going to be able to reinvent herself for the dating world. When her work wife, Brad Pitt, finds a disc with sensitive information on it, they blackmail John Malkovich, whose wife recently kicked his unemployed ass out. The disc contains the memoirs of the recently fired CIA agent, and when the doltish duo demands a finder's fee of $50,000, he refuses. And on to Plan B they go. They try to sell the disc to the Russian embassy and break into Malkovich's house to get more secret CIA info. Unfortunately, Malkovich's wife has her trigger-happy boyfriend, George Clooney, in the house, who in a panic murders the fuck out of Brad Pitt and is also Frances McDormand's boyfriend. Small world. When Brad Pitt doesn't show up to work because he's been murdered, McDormand begs her new boyfriend, who killed him, to find him. Stunned, spooked, and paranoid, George Clooney runs screaming away to Venezuela. Malkovich murders Richard Jenkins in the street, and Frances McDormand gets those ham hocks taken care of. So it was all totally worth it. Discuss.
I freaking love this movie.
I thought it was fun.
It's so fun. What the real gold nugget of this movie is that everything is completely pointless and useless.
Yes.
And it ultimately means nothing at the end of the story.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but is that not a theme for Coen Brothers movies?
I get like in Lebowski, yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Because the money was never there. She was never kidnapped. Like that's a theme in Lebowski, that this is all for nothing.
I feel like that's the theme of my life. Like none of this matters.
This is all for nothing, Jude.
Yeah, it's not even real.
I know. And that's the element that I really love about this movie is like this. There's a whole government conspiracy. There's like money being transacted. The Russians get involved for a spell. Like shit gets real weird and convoluted. And then when it all washes out at the end of the day, everybody's like, "What the hell just happened?" We don't know.
I love the end of the movie when it's J.K. Simmons.
No, not
J.K. Simmons. Yeah.
Is it Simmons?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's just like, all right, so what happened? They're like, oh, fuck. Well, I mean, he killed that guy.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
What did we do with the body?
Yeah.
We burnt it. Okay, good.
Yeah. So then what happened? Well, we shot that guy. Great. Is he dead? Well, no, he's in a coma.
He's like,
but
oh,
he
fuck.
probably won't wake up. All right, we'll deal with that later. All right, so we good? Well, there's one loose end. This lady, she wants a bunch of pay it.
Yeah.
Pay it. Fade to credits.
Stamps the envelope, closes it, moving on.
Perfect. Perfect ending.
This movie is so subtly humorous.
Yeah.
Because it's not an outright comedy.
It's like abrupt at the same time, though.
It's very jarring.
I watched this as a comedy movie.
Same.
Like this is not, it plays out and it has the tone of like a political thriller, but it's so freaking hilarious.
Yeah, there's an underlying comedy for every single thing that happens in this movie. Like even Malkovich's wife, Tilda Swinton,
Right.
And she's in the beginning. She's just like, "Oh, hello, did you get the cheeses?" And he's like, "I'm trying to tell you, I got fired
she
today."
got
And
so
she's
pissed
like,
off about that
We're having
cheese.
a dinner party. I don't give a shit about what happened to you or what you're about to say.
Yeah.
We need cheese.
Yeah.
Like my boyfriend's coming over with his wife, whom I hate, and I need cheese, which honestly I relate to because I fucking love cheese. And
Who doesn't
she's
love cheese?
Such a bitch through the whole thing. And then it turns out she's like cheating on Malkovich with Clooney, and he's cheating on her with
Everybody. Yeah. Well, he's a sex addict. And
every time he has sex, he's like, I think I'm gonna go for a run.
I think I can get a run in.
Yeah,
He's like, I got to get at least 5 miles in.
Honestly, like if you take everything kind of out of context, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to watch it in that scene by scene way.
That's how I watch this movie.
Yeah, same.
This movie, I've watched it twice this week because I just adore this movie. I think it's glorious.
I don't adore it.
I do.
I could probably watch it one more time before I hate it.
So no, there's a movie like The Men That Stare at Goats. I've only seen that movie once and I don't remember liking it. So I don't love all Coen Brothers movies, but for some reason, this one is one of those movies that I watched. I said, oh, that was okay. And then I went back and watched it again and I was like, holy shit, this movie is freaking brilliant. And I love it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't necessarily think that it's that entertaining, but if you think about it hard enough, it's really funny and also really smart.
Yeah.
That being said, I don't know that I want to go into a movie feeling that way, like having to do that much work. So I don't need to watch it again.
All right, Kate, go ahead.
The genesis of this movie was that the Coen Brothers were like, yeah, we'd like to do our version of Jason Bourne, but without any explosions or action or anything like that. And so like they decided to just make like a spy movie. And this is the third movie in what they call their Trilogy of Idiots films.
Oh, nice.
The first one was Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? The second one
Mm-hmm.
was Intolerable Cruelty. And the kind of theme behind the Trilogy of Idiots movies is that your main characters are basically idiots and they do stupid stuff that serious people then have to like kind of process.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie is very much kind of funny because it starts off with John Malkovich's character. I forget his first name, but his last name's Cox.
Osborne.
Osborne
Cox gets fired from the CIA, and he's like a
level 3 analyst.
Yeah, he's like a mid-level CIA analyst, and he's very pissed off that he lost his job, and so he decides he's going to write his memoirs, and so he does a audio recording of him just kind of talking about like all this like stuff that he did while he was at the agency.
Mm-hmm.
And Tilda Swinton, her character, who's Cox's wife, she wants to get a divorce from him, and so in an effort to kind of catalog what he's worth, she gets a copy of his memoirs and takes it to her divorce attorney so that they can kind of process everything that he's worth.
I think she stole everything off his computer because it's not only his memoirs, but it's also his banking information as well.
Yeah, correct. So like his memoirs were kind of lumped in with the banking information.
Mm-hmm.
And the divorce attorney's secretary belongs to a gym where she accidentally leaves a copy of the CD in her locker, where Brad Pitt finds it and thinks that it's actual like CIA secrets.
Mm-hmm.
And so him and his coworker, who's played by Frances McDormand, decide that they're going to blackmail John Malkovich to get it back for $50,000.
So she can get her reconstructive surgery or
so
whatever.
she can get her cosmetic
She
surgery.
can reinvent herself.
Yeah. And so like, but it's kind of funny because the CIA finds out about this and they're like, what was his security level? He's like level 3. And they're like, whatever. It's good because like none of it's like actual like government secrets. It's all like unclassified, like boring shit. And Brad Pitt tries to like sell it to the Russians and he tries to like, get money for it.
Like Brad Pitt as an actor, I feel like that dude can do anything.
He's so good.
He's so freaking funny in this movie. He plays such a dumb jock.
It would be so easy to be like, oh, he's so annoying and dumb in this, but he's acting.
Yeah.
And that's what's so great about it.
He goes so over the top. That scene where he sits down in Malkovich's car and they're like, and he's like, you come over here with your freaking Schwinn bike. He's like, you think that's a Schwinn?
And everything that happens after, after he gets punched, and he's just like, his reaction to it, he's like, he hit me.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is so like when Brad Pitt got cast in this movie, he went to the Coen Brothers and he's like, I don't think I can play a character this stupid. And the Coen Brothers are like, you'll be fine. Yeah. And he was like, I guess that's a compliment.
He was by far my favorite character of this movie.
But what's funny is, so like George Clooney's storyline in this is like he's a philanderer and, he's going around basically doing internet dating and hooking up with all these girls. And one of the girls that he hooks up with is Frances McDormand. And but at the same time, he's also having an affair with Tilda Swinton. And when she kicks out John Malkovich, George Clooney moves in and he brings with him a sex pillow. And the only thing that he takes when he leaves Tilda Swinton later on in the movie is the sex pillow, because that's the most important thing to him.
But he's been working on his sex bike in the basement of his old house.
So wait, I got to tell this story.
Okay.
All right. So basically, like throughout the first act of this movie, George Clooney is building something in his basement, and we don't know what it is, and we think because it's like
they play ominous music. Yeah.
Intelligence. Yeah.
Every time
this is gonna mean something.
Every time they cut to him in his basement working on that thing, they play the most like menacing music possible to make it seem like he's doing something real dark and shitty.
Honest to God, like up until the reveal, I was like, God, I really want Alex to teach me how to weld and solder and like fucking build.
And it was funny because like when they reveal that he was building a sex chair, the minute that dildo comes up, Jude almost like, she was mid-drink, she almost like spit her wine out laughing.
I can reenact it.
It's a fantastic reveal.
Oh my God!
I can hear it. I can hear it in my head too when he pushes it and it goes.
Well,
it's so slow-mo too.
Well, the funny thing is so like the Coen Brothers, they based that off of a key grip that they knew during the filming of their first movie, Blood Simple.
Get the fuck out.
Who said that like it's like. He actually built a sex chair because he was like, the ones that you buy at the store are like $1,000. I can make this from $100 from stuff from Home Depot. And they always thought it was so funny because he actually showed them the chair that he built, and they were like, eventually we're going to put that in a movie.
Did they have to pedal?
It's fucking brilliant. Just
never mind.
Sit down right here, put your feet in the stirrups, and then rock.
Honestly, anytime someone says put your feet in the stirrups, I'm dry as a bone.
Oh no.
Every time I see something like that, I think about that old HBO series, Real Sex. You ever watch that show?
No.
On HBO.
Is it like taxi cabs?
No, it was like a documentary style show on HBO, and every show had 3 different stories on it, and they all had to do with something sexual. And it was really dirty.
Oh, it was also kind of a documentary.
Yeah. And there was, I remember one episode, there was a section, and it was these people that made sex toy chairs similar to that, except they were like hydraulically powered and stuff. It was wild.
But it was like George Clooney was so proud of his sex chair, and Frances McDormand was like intrigued by it.
She was into it. Yeah.
Well, they were really good for each other.
Well, until he thought that she was like some kind of an agent or something like that. Because throughout the whole movie, he's being followed by his wife's divorce attorneys, like henchmen or whatever, to try and get dirt on him for the preceding divorce. But he thinks it's freaking government spooks that are following him, and it all accumulate. What is it called? Culminates. Culminates.
Whatever.
At the end, where he's like, you know what? I've decided to not be so paranoid anymore. Everything's fine. And then when she reveals that her friend was the one who went missing, is the same person that he shot in his closet. And he's like, who are you? Who are you working for? What the hell's going on?
His
And then
freak out is the best part.
it's so funny. And he freaks out and he runs to Venezuela or something.
Yeah, like he notices the guy that she went on the first date with, that, you know, like she just had the one night stand with, like he's staring at her, and Clooney thinks that he's like being watched by that guy, and he's like, do you know that guy? And she's like, oh no, even though like she recognizes him as like a guy that she dated before George Clooney. But the big part of this movie, I remember when I went and saw this in the theater. So there's a scene where Brad Pitt breaks into the Cox household to try to find more stuff that they could sell to the Russians or like whatever. And George Clooney is living there by that point. And so like he comes back from a run and Brad Pitt hides in the closet. And so George Clooney is like taking a shower and Brad Pitt can't like find a time to like sneak out of the closet. And when George Clooney goes to the closet to change his clothes, he sees Brad Pitt there.
And Brad Pitt's just like, hello.
And George Clooney shoots him right in the head.
Right in the face.
Between the eyes.
Like you could tell it was like not even like a thing that he meant to do. It was just a reflex that he did that he didn't even realize that he did after he did it.
But it was also really set up too, because earlier in the show he keeps bragging about how, oh, I'm in the personal protection, you know, enterprise.
He's never fired his gun.
In 20 years, never fired my firearm. But you know, it's just muscle memory. You know, you just kind of act before you think about it. And that line pays off at that moment.
And in addition to that, like I forget who it was, but I think it was Frances McDormand. She was like, you can't have any identification. Like you gotta tear out the tags, all of that. So then when George Clooney goes through them and he's like, shit, there's no tags.
Yeah.
There's no ID. There's no this.
He's a spook.
He's a spook.
He's a goddamn spook.
He's a spook. He's a goddamn spook. Yeah.
It was so perfectly, like everything came together in that moment so precisely.
Yeah. This whole movie is like a paranoid LSD trip.
Yeah. What were you going to say?
I say that's my favorite part of the movie, when
That
Brad Pitt got
Gets
killed.
shot in the face.
It was so sudden and jarring and unexpected that it was like the one time during this movie, I went, whoa, that was pretty cool. And I actually rewound it. I rewinded up. Rewind, I don't know, whatever. I reversed the movie. And,
you know what's a weird word? It's roads.
And I watched that scene again because it happened so fast. I blinked and I felt like I missed something. And yeah, it was a trip.
Can you rewind a DVD or a streaming? Is it still called
you
rewind? Because you rewind a VHS.
You push a little rewind, but
Yes,
yeah,
it's
you
still
can
called a rewind.
Is
Doesn't
it?
matter. We're all
rewound.
Because when you turn a DVD back in, you don't have to rewind the DVD.
fucking dumb bitches.
You don't rewind DVDs. Do you even rent? People even rent DVDs.
You think
anymore?
Adam Baldwin is
Is-
a real person?
Do people actually buy that Redbox stuff from outside Kmart?
No.
That's just how they get your
the
imprint.
last
dude.
time I got a DVD is when Netflix would still send you DVDs to rent.
They actually
I
still do that.
remember that.
Do they still do
They
that?
still
do
do
that.
that?
They have like 2 million subscribers
Oh,
for that
God,
thing.
So
those old
there's-
people.
There's some old school Netflix employees that are still working in the warehouse.
Sitting out there sifting out
in the
DVDs.
middle of Kansas somewhere with this giant building full of
Sitting
DVDs.
on a peppermint farm.
It's like, yeah, I mean, listen, I'm all about, I think I like physical media and stuff, but nobody actually uses that shit.
It's collector's
It's
items
like I have
nowadays.
physical media, but I don't watch them.
It's like me. I have somewhere back here. I have a DVD box set from the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World series on Blu-ray. I don't even have a Blu-ray player.
It's like I will rent movies on Prime, and I've done it many times that we've done for this show. I will spend $3.99 to rent a movie on Prime that I have the actual physical DVD of in a shelf right behind me where I'm watching the movie at. It's weird.
That shit's never been opened. You
It
can
still
see,
still has the plastic wrap on it. I bought this because it was on sale on Amazon. I'm like, oh yeah.
He was like, that's just cool.
I don't even have a Blu-ray. I don't even have a Blu-ray player. It's just
Like
I wanted it because I love the Jurassic Park franchise.
When we moved down here in 2010, I threw away like 400 VHS tapes. Just threw them. I took them to the dump. It's like, I'm never gonna watch these fucking things again.
Yeah.
I regret doing that now because some idiot out there would probably give me $20 a piece for them now or something. But
You guys ready to be shocked?
yeah,
I'm gonna give this a 5-star.
Fuck
get
you.
the fuck out of here.
This is a 5-star movie.
It
for
is
me.
not a 5-star.
I can
movie.
watch this any point in time. It
Take-
never gets old.
Take his bourbon away.
It's funny every single time I watch it. It's superbly written. It's superbly acted. Everybody who is supposed to be unlikable, everybody's supposed to be unlikable in this movie, and they are. And the only one who's sane is J.K. Simmons at the end of the movie. Like,
Yes.
I adore this movie. I really, really like Coen Brothers movies for the most part, and this one is top notch.
I respect that.
That's cute, man. It's cute.
However, this is a 3-star movie.
Okay. Why?
It's just 3 Coen Brothers out of 2 for me.
That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't matter.
What did I give the Mel Gibson movie?
I don't remember.
I think I gave it 2.
I think you gave it 2.
I'll give this one a 2 as well.
This is not.
It's a 2.
This is not on the same par.
It's-
but
Come
I
on,
respect
man.
your opinion.
Conspiracy theory, you think is the same
Yeah,
level of goodness as this
it's just-
movie?
It's just Coen Brothers quirky bullshit. It's just whatever.
Wow.
Bunch of A-list, I
This
guess,
is-
actors.
I disrespect your
we're
opinion.
gonna do a quirky Coen Brothers movie.
Honestly,
You
this
know, the
is
best part
my
was-
problem for allowing his wrong opinion into my
Whatever.
Matrix pod.
It sure ain't no fucking 5-star movie. So my 2 star is gonna negate his 5-star, and that'll give us the average
Oh,
down
we
to
can
a
share
3.
a pod.
Fight me
Yeah.
about it.
I don't need to fight you about it.
We can share a pod.
Candice, what's your
We're
rating
doing
for this?
this? Okay.
Well, I'll say this. If you're going to have to give a movie 5 stars, the fact that it's a Coen Brothers movie is a good choice. I don't personally believe this to be a 5-star movie. Like, I appreciate the Coen Brothers kind of like nihilistic sense of humor, especially with this movie. One of the things that frustrates me about their films, especially around this time, because they were making No Country for Old Men like back to back with this, is that No Country for Old Men, you had major plot points happen off screen, and then like later on characters would show up and talk about them. And the kind of the same thing happens with this, especially like at the end where they're just like, the gym manager is dead, and Charlie Cox got shot and now he's like in a coma and blah blah blah. And it was just kind of like a weird way of telling the story. But the Coen Brothers got kind of experimental with this, I think. Probably my favorite part in this movie is Frances McDormand keeps taking her dates to see the same film.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a movie that, what's it called? It's called Coming Up Daisy. And there's this running gag about how Dermot Mulroney is like, the star of this film, and like he shows up at the morning show later on and stuff like that. And they had a lot of fun with this part, because if you look at the poster for this fake movie, in this movie, it stars Claire Danes and Dermot Mulroney. It's based on a book by Cormac McCarthy, who wrote No Country for Old Men and The Road, and it was directed by Sam Raimi. And there's only like one scene in the movie that shows like a shot from like the film, and it just looks like a really stupid romantic comedy. But the Coen Brothers always kind of like throw like something like that into their movies to kind of like give a shout out to Sam Raimi or Bruce Campbell or someone like that. So I enjoyed like that little aspect of it. This movie, I can remember being very disappointed having seen it in theater, but upon rewatch, I feel like it played a lot better. And I'm gonna have to give it 3 stars.
Okay.
So like it was an enjoyable movie. It was much better than I remember it being.
Here I am on my hill with my flag.
It's okay, man.
The
That's
more
all right.
I hear you guys all talk about it, the lower I want to amend my score.
What did you
come
give
on.
it? What did you give it?
2, right?
I give it 3.
3.
Oh yeah, that's too high.
Okay. Come on, the bit where George Clooney's like, is this goat milk? Because I have a thing where I have not acid reflux, but he says
Anaphylactic.
no, it's
Listen, the only time
lactose reflux
It's lactose, anaphylactic,
and acid reflux.
Acid reflux.
And and Malkovich is like, which one is it? Is it acid reflux or lactose intolerant? Because
Yes.
they're 2 different things.
Yes.
That whole bit was I was dying laughing.
Clooney's like, that guy's an asshole.
Yeah.
so like, okay, Lebowski.
Yeah.
There's something about Lebowski that I like.
It's gold.
It's a
That's a 5-star movie.
It's probably a 5-star movie.
Yeah.
But I can't officially give it that because we've never watched it. But there's just something about that movie that resonates with me. I like the characters, John Goodman, Bridges, all of them. It's a great movie. There's something about this one that just, I didn't have any visceral reaction to anything in this movie except for when they killed Brad Pitt. And that was just because it was kind of a little holy shit moment.
For
And
me,
I didn't laugh. I just was like, okay, is this fucking thing gonna be over pretty soon? That was my attitude to the whole movie.
dude, when
And
Malkovich
I hate fucking John
when
Malkovich.
Malkovich was on his boat and he's doing this stupid aerobics thing. He's like, I'm back and I'm bigger than fucking ever.
It's just,
And
on the
Jude was
boat
like,
that they had already fucked on.
yeah. Jude was like, I used to do that guy's aerobics.
Elon Jenklowitz. I used to do his aerobics every fucking day, bro.
Damn it. Oh God, this movie. I don't know. This is just as rewatchable to me as Lebowski. To me, it's the same.
I feel like all the Coen Brothers movies have like a rewatchability to them, especially the more ridiculous ones.
It's one for me.
One watch.
Lebowski.
One and done.
No.
Oh,
This one is one rewatch.
okay.
I'll put it in the future because you're probably gonna make me watch it again.
Nah, I doubt it. What's a Coen Brothers week look like for us? Lebowski, obviously.
for
Is Fargo a Coen Brothers
Lebowski,
movie?
I
Yes,
could watch.
it is.
Fargo's a fucking amazing movie.
Yeah, Fargo, I could watch again and again.
Okay.
One of my favorite Coen Brothers movies is Miller's Crossing.
I never heard of it.
Never heard of it. Don't trust you.
It's
So
a more
fa-
serious.
So Lebowski, Fargo, and something else. Something we'd probably hate.
We'll let the patrons pick or something.
Yeah, well, okay.
No, I don't trust them either.
No. Yeah, they're pretty.
This is
they're
the Matrix.
All right. That's it, guys, for Conspiracy Theory Week. Thanks for joining us. What's your favorite conspiracy theory movie? Let us know in the comments
What's
below.
your favorite conspiracy theory?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what Adam Baldwin's in. That's a great conspiracy theory. All right. Vader, where can they find you on the socials?
Oh, you can find me at Matt Vader 74 on lots of them. Twitter, bitter, the Musk one. Oh, it's the same one. Facebook, YouTube. Yeah, the things.
Cool.
I'm all over.
Jude, where can they find you at?
I'm looking at Coen Brothers movies right now.
We can do that later. Where can they find you at?
Fine. You can find me at I am Juju on Instagram and on TikTok, and you can find us on Discord at saltynerddiscord.com.
All right. Matthew Kadish.
You can find me at Matthew Kadish, Kadish on Twitter. Kadishbooks.com takes you to my Amazon page where you can check out my novels. And if you want to check us out, we have a Facebook group. So go on Facebook, search for the Salty Nerd Podcast, and please join our group.
All right, guys. You do me a favor. I'm trying to grow our Instagram account. We have about 700 and change followers on Instagram. Go to Instagram, type in Salty Nerd Podcast. You'll find us there, and help me get to that 1,000 followers mark on Instagram. I really appreciate it. I love posting there. I do a lot of stories and clips from the show and stuff like that. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. And as always, stay salty.